creating a false reality for her to deal with her emotional turmoil, right?
Well, and then the other thing is, I mean, if they've already ruled out calling in another Avenger to deal with the situation, because where was all the other Avengers or all the other metahumans to help deal with this thing with Wanda?
Where they always are whenever something else happens.
Yeah. So I mean, if they've already ruled this out, I mean, what are you going to do besides let her go? We're going to say, okay, Wanda, you're under arrest. What's she going to do? What can you do to her at that point except to just walk away, bitch? That's all you can do.
And that's the thing. He was trying to do something, at least to try to mitigate loss or damage. Now, once again, I'm not fighting. Go ahead.
I think the Commander is another example of an anti-hero. So where Wanda eventually saved the day because Agatha was trying to hurt her, and I don't know, spoilers, but steal her powers, right? But the Commander was also an anti-hero because he had his own motivations, but he was still upholding his duty. Like, he had a duty to save these people that were trapped in here, but he had his own motivations for being there. So I don't think that he's necessarily a good person because he's focused all of his resources on trying to free these people, not because he wants to stop Wanda, but because he wants to power up his vision and make his own weapon. But he's still trying to uphold his duty as a commander to help the people, right?
Also, is Agatha wrong? Because, I mean, her whole motivation was she wanted to take the power to herself because she didn't think Wanda was being smart and using it right. So she's like, well, I could do this much more effectively and not waste it on turning people into sitcom characters. This is a waste of your power. So, I mean, she never said I'm going to use it to take over the world. She never said I'm going to use it to do anything evil. She says, look, you can't be trusted with this power. How about I take it?
But she killed Sparky. That's pretty evil.
Is Sparky even real?
She's not necessarily dead.
She's not dead.
No, she's not dead.
No, she's not dead now.
So then, my other question would be...
She did kill Sparky, though. You're right. You're right. She's a monster.
In both sets, she killed Sparky. But... using
a song about it too. That
was pretty callous.
Using white vision. So we know that Vision's one request was that he not be used as a weapon, not be resurrected and used as a weapon. If he were to die or whatever it was. And they resurrected him and used him as a weapon. He himself is a machine. That's all he really is a machine. It's the Mind Stone that gave him essentially sentient thought with all of the knowledge of Jarvis kind of shoved inside of him.
Kind of.
Is he still a sentient being? Does he have rights as a robot?
Well, he was more. It was more than just that. He was also part of Ultron. Ultron was also part of his coding. So he was sentient. If Ultron's sentient, then so was Vision before the Mind Stone. The Mind Stone just upped the ante and made him more powerful.
But how did Ultron become sentient, though?
Mind Stone.
There you go.
Yeah.
So once again, it's still the Mind Stone. So without the Mind Stone, none of this...
Well played, Keith. Well played.
That's right! So is it true to respect his wishes, knowing that you have the most super... the largest force, the strongest force in this one being or this one robot, more than anything else on Earth, more than everything that Tony Stark can do, all of his robots and everything like that, knowing that you've had an alien invasion, that all this shit has happened to the Earth, and you pretty much have no way of protecting it. Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Is it wrong to use white vision or bring Vision back as white vision, or should they have respected his wishes? And in that case, is he a sentient being to be able to have wishes?
Well, it's interesting because it's like this has been a very common sort of sci-fi question, like going way back in a lot of different mediums about what is what is sentience? Like, do robots have rights, basically? Or does artificial life have any sort of rights? And it'd be interesting to see if Marvel actually manages to tackle it. Because I think this is probably the closest we've really gotten. What?
They won't tackle it.
Rob is shaking his head no.
It would be interesting if they did, though. Or at least, give us some... Like, because I mean, really, they could have gone that...
Is there a skybeam involved? If there's no skybeam involved, they won't do it.
All right. It's like there's something they could have gone that direction a little bit with WandaVision, and it's a shame that they kind of lost that they didn't have that opportunity. Like, what rights did he do? But I mean, really, at the end of the day, what was so different about what they were doing to Vision and creating White Vision versus Wanda creating her own vision and manipulating to her purposes? I mean, really, was there any real moral difference between the two?
Touche.
I mean, the motivations were different, but morally, the action was still the same.
No, that's a very good point, Tim. And they don't address that. Well, they kind of address the bullshit she pulls on the rest of the... Obviously, they address the horrors of living in this town for the regular townsfolk.
Do they really address it, though?
They just... Well, one of the horrible line about... When we sleep, we dream your nightmares.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, your trauma is poisoning us. Like, that stuff is like, holy shit, yo. That's
I would say they mention it. They show that it is not good. I wouldn't say they fully address it, though.
Okay. Well, I thought they addressed it well enough in terms of the scope of the show.
Well, yeah, as much as they could. They couldn't spend 2 hours on it and, like, Dr. Phil dive deep into it or anything like that.
No, so Jarvis wasn't actually declared as passing the Turing test, if I remember from the movie. So if Vision's personality is based on that, then, like, you could argue that he isn't sentient. But it's never been until it's canon. You can't say anything, right?
I thought Jarvis and Ultron together. Yeah,
and a bit of Ultron in there too.
Yeah, that made I thought it was his code, Ultron's coding or something that made Vision.
And a little bit of lightning from Thor.
Right. It was like Thor, Ultron, and the Mind Stone all had sex. And Jarvis, and they created Vision.
Pretty much.
So
that's canon. That's canon, Troy.
From what I remember, so Ultron beats the living shit out of Jarvis, and tries to scrap him entirely and take over. In which Jarvis retreats and hides some of his code in the background, which later on Tony ends up finding. But Ultron designs his body himself, like the Ultron body, the Vision body, everything.
Vibranium body.
But I don't think that Ultron is a part. He's just in the design. I don't think Ultron's in the body at all. It's all Jarvis. Once they rebuild Jarvis, they throw Jarvis into it. There's no Ultron inside of Vision. As far as I'm aware.
And
the Mind Stone, obviously.
It's all just written in Python. It's fine.
That's a coding joke? Good. I'm glad you guys are making...
Not a particularly good one either.
Oh, really? Okay. I thought it was brilliant.
Just like everything built in Python.
I was going to say it's because it was built in Python. Troy doesn't like any programming language. None of it's good for him. So
I don't like Python. It's a good prototyping language. It's just if you want to build something for a corporate environment, which is what we work in, it's not really a great language. It's a fantastic language for prototyping things. So we could scrap together projects for proof of concepts very fast and then translate them over to an actual language that's maintainable. But I wouldn't say that
enough.
I wouldn't say
we work in PySpark and have Python modules kind of embedded. That's kind of how we get around it.
And there goes.
I don't really like that though.
And there goes the rest of our listeners. See how that works? That's how we get rid of the rest.
I actually got to get going, so I have to do my Tai Chi.
Your old man Tai Chi. I understand.
Old man Tai Chi.
I'm waiting to drive by a park one day and see Rob standing out in front of it, slowly doing Tai Chi with a bunch of elderly women. That's what I'm waiting to see.
Oh, geez, Keith, you wouldn't have to be driving by. You'd already be there playing chess with the other old men.
I don't know about that. I'd be pitching and putting is what I think I would be doing.
No one does that in public parks.
Playing pickleball.
Playing some pickleball. Yeah, pickleball.
Maybe some crochet. Not going to croquet.
All right.
Anyway.
And everybody.
Ready?
So, thanks for being with us. I guess I have no idea how to close this thing anymore.
That was well done.
That's great.
I'm Rob. That's Troy.
That doesn't want to speak for himself. Are you saying goodbye, Troy?
Bye.
All right, guys. See you later.
All right. That was one in the can.
Yeah.
One way or another.
I'm not feeling well after this.
Oh.
Slippery slope.
God.